West Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't agree with that.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
I love you, man.
God help us.
I want to bless him. We need all the help we can get.
Now here's Jeff Hunt and Bill Thorpe. The Jeff and Bill Show on News Talk 710 KNUS.
It's 9 a.m. in the Mile High City on this Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Good morning, Denver, Colorado. You've tuned in to the Jeff and Bill Show, News Talk 710 KNUS. I'm your co-host, Jeff Hunt, along with Bill Thorpe, bringing you the freshest insights and hottest takes from the right, left, and center. Speaking of good music to dance to and having fun, Billy, tomorrow night, you and I are going to be out in public.
Yes, they're letting us loose.
Taste of Douglas County, full of meat and good food.
Yeah, evidently they have forgotten the last time that we went out in public what happens, and so luckily their short-term memory loss is our gain. We are going to be hanging out at the Taste of Douglas County at the Douglas County Event Center with none other than host of the Mike Boyle Restaurant Show here on KNUS, Mike Boyle. Good morning, sir. How are you?
We are not concerned at all. We have Douglas County Sheriff's Department will be.
Don't tase me, bro.
They will be handling security tomorrow, so we have no concerns about Bill and his conduct whatsoever.
Well, crap.
Well, I would pay good money to see Bill tased, so I might be slipping.
That would be hilarious.
Slipping a 20 to one of the sheriff deputies.
That would be absolutely hilarious. That would be funny.
You know what that actually leads me into, though? You know what? This event is so enjoyable, so mellow. People are just, if you're paying $10 to get food and beverages from about 35 establishments in Douglas County and just a little bit beyond, both north and south, people come in a good mood. They come just very mellow. We have wonderful entertainment. It's an indoor air-conditioned facility, so if you've been outside hot and sweaty all day, you come on inside and relax. So it actually, it really is a very enjoyable and yet mellow evening.
Yeah, it is. It's so much fun to just wander around and the number of people you bump into and talk to. And the really, really cool thing, the one that I enjoyed being at the Taste of Douglas County last year. And again, I'm going to preface this and say, join us, Mike Boyle, myself, Jeff. We're all going to be out there tomorrow night. Taste of Douglas County Event Center. You can get tickets at tasteofdouglascounty.com. Runs from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We are in a wonderful air-conditioned location. One of the things I loved was the idea I was able to sit there and talk to the restaurant owners and the staff. It's a one-on-one conversation you don't have inside of the restaurant. I hung out with the people at Grinelli's Pizza for the longest time, just chewing the fat, talking about what was going on and what we taught. We started with pizza, but we did so many other things. And I think there's very few times when you're wandering around, you go into the restaurants, do you get a chance to just interact with the people that are there doing the food and making it for you. Yeah, you sit down, you help them out, but here it's $10 to get in, and you get to wander around. There's no extra food tickets, no extra drink tickets. All of that is covered by your cost of admission. You walk in, you get to pick up the products from Pepsi, have a nice drink, there's wine, there's mead, and then sample over 30 restaurants around the Douglas County area. This is the best deal in town tomorrow night.
I think I feel compelled to let the listeners know that when Jeff and Bill are there wandering around, eating, schmoozing, talking to listeners. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I'll be over at the event center setting up tables while they're on the air solving Colorado's budget problems. So they show up for the good stuff, folks. But your host of the restaurant show will be there early in the morning doing the heavy lifting. I just wanted to get that out there.
In other words, you said that we have chosen wisely, and you've chosen poorly. We win this one.
Yeah.
This
if you want a job done right, guys, yeah, okay. So anyway, we've got just such a, we've got beverages from Pepsi, and we've got coffee from Convict Coffee, a wonderful guy. We've got beer from Rock Yard Brewery and Honeybrook Mead, food from View House Restaurant, Old North End Italian. Yes, Grinelli's will be there, the Tailgate Tavern. It's just an enjoyable evening. We do have a band that will be providing nice 80s background rock and roll. So it's just a fun event. It's right at exit 181 and I-25. Exit 181 is the Plum Creek exit, so it's easy to get to. There's more than adequate parking because the event center is on the grounds of the Douglas County Fair. So, yeah, I'd like to encourage people to come out. I would suggest getting their tickets early. Grinelli's on Wilcox Street does have tickets if people want to pick them up there, but probably the easiest way in this modern day and age is to just go to tasteofdouglascounty.com. So, anyway, it's going to be a fun event, and I can't thank you guys enough for being there and for your support leading up to the event.
Oh, yeah, we are going to be there. And again, $10 up until when it opens at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, and then it's going to cost you $20. Your cost is going to double if you don't pre-plan. Grab and see, now they're coming after Mike, or at least doing an ice arrest behind him. Now, here's the thing. What we're talking about is you got to get to Taste of Douglas County, because here's the thing. I understand the struggle with a busy family life. On a Thursday night, okay, what are you making for dinner? And God forbid you start asking those little kids, hey, where does everybody want to eat if maybe we go out, or what do you want? You are going to get as many answers as you have kids. You come to the Taste of Douglas County tomorrow night, starting at 5 o'clock, running until 8 at the Douglas County Event Center. $10 per ticket to get in. You turn to the kids and say, go have what you want. That's on you. If you want to sit there and just go over and over and over in the line for gelato, okay. Enjoy the tummy ache the next day.
Pete's going to be down there, too. He says he's going to drive down there.
Oh, it's going to be
Peter
wonderful.
Boyles. Man, we're all going to be hanging out, enjoying good food.
God,
Bill's going to be full of mead, which is just the funniest
You
thing.
know what? I do these events regularly at restaurants with my shows. So I get to meet a lot of our listeners, a lot of our followers. But I'm just going to tell you, the listeners love it when they can interact with you, Jeff, meet you, Bill, when Peter Boyles is there wandering around. Because, folks, all three of these guys are just incredibly gracious, and they just love talking to people. Hey, they make their living talking, but they enjoy talking to people on a one-on-one basis. So that I'm thrilled to hear that Pete's coming out as well.
Oh, it's going to be a great time. So it's tomorrow night, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, Douglas County Event Center. Visit tasteofdouglascounty.com, tasteofdouglascounty.com. You can also swing by Grinelli's in Castle Rock to pick up your physical tickets. The easiest thing, as Mike outlined, just go online. But you have to buy them before you arrive at the door because the price doubles. You don't want to look at yourself and say, oh, man, I could have gone to tasteofdouglascounty.com today or early tomorrow and grabbed the tickets for $10 when you're throwing down a $20 to get in tomorrow night. Don't do that.
I went, and by the way, just a funny background story, Jeff and Bill. When I first started doing this, I said, okay, we'll cut off the advance tickets at 3 o'clock. Well, or 4 o'clock, whatever it was. And I would have people say, well, it's before the event. So I finally said, screw it. And I got the tickets set up. So it goes until 5 o'clock. When we open the doors, the advanced ticket sale gets shut off. And it's just kind of funny, but you kind of learn from experience as well. So anyway, it's going to be a fun event. I can't thank you guys enough.
It'll be a lot.
And by the way, I don't think we should have introduced wolves in the first place.
Yeah. Believe me, I'm with you on that one. Mike, thanks so much.
Thanks, Mike.
We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow, and come hang out with the Cougars of Douglas County.
We'll talk to you soon, Mike. Have a great day.
All right, now it's time for News and Comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, News and Comment.
Morning, 72 and sunny in Denver, expecting a high of 95 today. This portion of the news sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, 47 announcing a halt on federal approval of all new wind and solar projects. Quote, any state that has built or relied on windmills and solar power are seeing record-breaking increases in electricity and energy costs. The scam of the century. We will not approve wind or farmer-destroying solar. I love it. The days of stupidity are over in the U.S. MAGA, end of quote. Just like stadiums, to me, subsidies, no subsidies for wind and solar.
Let me tell you, great. Blake, how bad this is out in Elbert County. I mean, this is a very serious issue.
Absolutely.
What Jared Polis did was say, I want all green energy by 2040, okay?
Yes.
That then gave Excel a blank check to go seize property. I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
They are seizing property from ranches in order to fulfill that 2040 mandate to build windmills, solar, and then the high-density power lines to bring it into Denver.
Right.
Dude, this isn't just, oh, we feel good about our energy. Oh, we're just taking on climate change. No. This has led to the direct seizing of property, private property by ranchers who've been there for hundreds of years.
Yes.
By these government entities. It's terrible. It's got to end.
No doubt. Oh, man, I'm so glad you popped on for that. It's so true. God, drives me nuts. The Derby fire near Dotsero has forced evacuations north of Dotsero and I-70. There was significant fire growth overnight. The evacuations include parts of Eagle and Garfield counties. A Colorado Parks and Wildlife seasonal ranger is recovering after being stabbed in what officials call a targeted attack at Staunton State Park. CPW's Caravan Hoos says seasonal rangers are unarmed and do not wear protective vests.
As law enforcement officers, we do encounter people who want to do us harm. You know, I think that's just part of the job. But this one's certainly a very serious situation, and we're all pulling for him. It
happened Tuesday morning near a popular climbing area, prompting a full evacuation and a massive manhunt. The suspect, described as a white male in his 30s with brown hair, no facial hair. He is 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, wearing a gray shirt with no printing on it and blue jeans. The sheriff's office said he is considered dangerous and now wanted for attempted murder. He ran off into the woods and he's still loose. The ranger had surgery and expected to recover. Call 911 if you see this guy or have any information, and be careful. Budapest is reportedly being considered by the White House to host peace negotiations between Russia, Ukraine, and the U.S. administration, sources told Politico Tuesday that the Secret Service is prepping for a trilateral summit in Hungary, which is led by Trump ally Viktor Orban. A congressional resolution to extend the federal takeover of D.C. police has been introduced by Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who is sponsoring a measure to extend the takeover indefinitely. A man wearing a thin blue line hat in D.C. was asked on local television, what does he think of the protection?
I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
Look at my hat.
Happy to see it?
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you got crime, you need police, you need extra protection out there. I don't have a problem with it.
That's right. Immigrants applying to come to the U.S. will now be screened for anti-American activity, according to a policy update from the DJT administration. The update says immigration officers may now consider if applicants have endorsed, promoted, or supported or otherwise espoused the views of a terrorist organization, or those who support or promote anti-American ideologies. See Ilhan Omar.
when I was in college, I took a terrorism class. Every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and you know,
he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, you know, Hasbullah. You don't say America with an intensity. You don't say England with an intensity. You know, you don't say the army with.
Yeah, I wonder why. Wow, that one. Ugh. The entire southern border wall will be painted black at the request of DJT. If the sun hits it, which it will, it gets really hot and it's difficult to climb. Boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is now in a Mexican jail after being deported from the U.S. Arresting documents from Mexican authorities show he was arrested Monday. Federal agents arrested him last month outside his Studio City home on an active warrant in Mexico. This morning, DJT formally demanded the resignation of Democrat-appointed Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook after she was criminally referred to the DOJ for mortgage fraud. More mortgage fraud. Yay. How about these leaders in our community? Lefties. 47 says Cook must resign now, quote unquote. Another corruptocrat. Dodgers over the Rockies last night and will have first pitch tonight at 6:40 at Coors Field. Dodgers and the Rockies. 71 in Centennial, 70 in Erie, 72 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue.
They will be handling security tomorrow, so we have no concerns about Bill and his conduct whatsoever.
Well, crap.
Well, I would pay good money to see Bill Taste.
What a fundraiser that would be. I think you guys should do that. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Hot, dry weather here for another couple of days, and as we get into Friday and the weekend, thunderstorm chances go up and temperatures will go down a little. However, it'll be hot and dry with mid-90s today, mid to upper 90s Thursday, nights in the 60s, today and Thursday dry, upper 80s Friday, and lower 80s Saturday with thunderstorms returning. Weather, a service of L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. Meteorologist on day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Well, it's 9 News on the outs. Westward reporting Fox 31 owner is buying 9 News, parent company, and the CEO is crediting Donald Trump. Nexstar Media Group, parent company of Denver's Fox affiliate television station KDVR, announced it had reached an agreement early Tuesday morning, August 19th, to acquire Tegna?
Yeah, close enough. They're not listening.
They're
not buying us. So
the parent company of longtime market leader 9 News in a massive $6.2 billion sale. What this means, the Westward says, for the journalists and news program at 9 News is yet to be seen, but industry watchers don't think it bodes well for Kyle Clark, Jeremy Jahola.
I'm glad you're doing that.
Steve Steger, Marshall Zellinger, and their collaborators. Corey Hutchinson, author of the Inside Baseball digital newsletter, Inside the News in Colorado, took a dim view of the potential outcome, speculating in Saturday's missive that 9 News could become like KWGN, a secondary channel. Nexstar already owns KWGN, the local CW affiliate, a few anchors as the face, and then all KDVR content, reporters, and producers. Or pink slips for 9 News and KDVR staffers. Stay. And Kyle had hinted in some of his coverage of this that this new company, Nexstar, seems to be more Trump-friendly and doesn't like liberal mainstream media, which definitely doesn't bode well for Kyle Clark either. Look, Bill, I'm obviously torn on this. we work in a media industry where our jobs could be gone at any moment, at any time.
Yeah.
It's just the way this industry is. And it could be because of sales. It could be because of corporate restructuring. It could be something that I say or you say or anything. There's a million reasons why on a single day our job ends. So I'm sensitive to realities in media. I'm also sensitive to the fact that everything's changing in media. So broadcast news, for instance, is changing big time. I mean, Stephen Colbert doesn't have a job anymore because broadcast late night television is changing. Also, he was a lib, and I think he cut off half his audience. And then you got a bunch of guys that are dads. So, I feel bad being in an industry that's changing, that is being acquired, that their jobs could be gone, all that stuff. And these guys are providers for their families, understand all that complexities. At the same time, what Kyle Clark did to 9 News was terrible. I grew up here. It was the gold standard. When I go back to Adele Arakawa, I don't remember it being political at all. And then go away, work in Washington, D.C., come back, and right around the same time, Kyle Clark comes to Channel 9. And there's a few moments I remember distinctly going, what happened to 9 News? One was COVID, when he made the argument that questioning government officials is akin to questioning a firefighter trying to put out the fire in your house. And I just went, no. That's your job, bro. Your job is to question government officials on everything. I mean, they were shutting down schools. They were forcing preschoolers to wear masks. They were threatening to shut down churches while marijuana shops stayed open. It was so crazy, so chaotic, that for the lead anchor on 9 News to come on and say, stop questioning the government, get in line, that was a moment I went, oh, what is happening? Okay? 2 was this bizarre obsession with Lauren Boebert and getting footage of her and dates and all that stuff. And the way 9 News treated conservative women, whether it was Heidi Ganahl, Lauren Boebert, KBB, it didn't matter. If you were a conservative woman, Kyle was weirdly obsessed, questioning you all the time. Then one time I made comments about the direction of Colorado and essentially that the one thing you can't be in Colorado is a Bible-believing Christian to get elected. It is, Pete, come on in.
Yeah. When you see Peter Boyles wandering the halls of KNUS, you bring Pete on the air with you.
And talk about
Especially
the changes happening at Channel 9.
Yeah.
Because this guy's been around. And Jared, Kyle Clark going after me for basically saying I'm anti-Semitic for pointing out that the one thing voters won't do is vote in a Bible-believing Christian in the state of Colorado because you come out saying you're pro-life, for traditional marriage, you believe the Bible should be taught in schools, you're not going to be elected. He attacked me for that. And I watched him over and over and over again give softball interviews to Democrats. Mike Johnston was a good example of this, where there was never really any follow-up. 9 News degraded before my eyes and became this mouthpiece for Democrats. And the other time that I got really frustrated with Channel 9 and Kyle Clark was when conservatives were raising concerns about Denver, going, there's crime in Denver. We don't want to go downtown to Denver anymore. It's a scary place to be. We don't feel safe there. And he mocked us for hiding in the suburbs with guns and peeking through the blinds. So I sit here going, a decade-long career in politics in Colorado going, some of the things I raised as concerns that were dismissed and laughed off by 9 News, right? I raised concerns about crime in Denver, dismissed, laughed off. I raised concerns about what the government was doing around COVID, dismissed, laughed off. I raised concerns about Channel 9 becoming a mouthpiece for Democrats, dismissed, laughed off. Okay? Now I sit back in what I feel like are ruins of the city of Denver, ruins of what used to be Channel 9, and I go, well, you kind of did this to yourself. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry you guys are losing your jobs, but it's not for a lack of us going, what are you doing over at Channel 9?
Well, can I bring in something here now? I want to bring Pete in because he'll talk about how this, I think, as far as Channel 9 is part of the plan. However, some of your critique is Channel 9 wrong about this, Channel 9 wrong about that. However, they're not necessarily suffering in the ratings. So this isn't as if Channel 9 has been this outlet of lies, and now they're tailing Charlie in the ratings. They're not leading.
Because I've heard different. I've heard that Fox 31's doing better than 9.
Again, I'm saying that Fox 31 is better, but I'm not saying what I did say, and if you listened, was they're not tailing Charlie, meaning they're not scraping the bottom of the barrel. They're not last necessarily as far as total view. So that is also part of it, I think, in this equation. But yeah, Pete, isn't this part of just kind of like what Channel 9's plan was all the time?
Well, 2 or 3 different things. Number one is the same thing happened when iHeart was created, or they're going to squeeze to profit. It'll be 2, Fox, and 9. So there's 3 different people doing 3 different jobs at each one of those stations. They will all be eliminated. Yeah. And there'll be one guy to do this, one guy, and it's the theory is called squeeze to profit. Yeah. And that happened to KOA, it happened to KHOW, it happened at KBPI, it happened there. So that's number one thing. Number two, and I think I do comparison analysis, if you watch them, do they really do different news? And the answer, with the exception of Clark, and I agree with you, no. I mean, you can take a break at the same time they take a break. They all do sports together. They get weather from the same place. You're going to see a lot of elimination of jobs as they squeeze to make this a very profitable situation. You own 3 stations. And that's the way I saw it initially. Clark, I don't know if he keeps his job or not, but he has set his hat on a CNN job or an MSNBC job. Now MSNBC has renamed itself. And
MS Now.
Yeah. So
I mean, and look, there's people are pointing out this. No one's dead yet. Hold on, this is all happening, and they're exactly right. That decisions are still to be made. But the other thing that's happening too is media is just changing.
Well,
right before our eyes.
That was the big loss. The 2 great losses in November were Heritage Media and the Democratic Party. Yeah. And they all are going back to the bench and relooking. So right now, television is shrinking like radio did. And here come these guys, and they're vultures. And there's going to be a lot of pretty good people that I suspect are going to be looking for work, looking over their shoulder, because you're not going to pay 3 people to do the same job. Yeah. And I watched it. I had lunch yesterday with Pat Connor, and we talked about what had happened when the money guys move in. They're not radio guys. Yeah. And these guys aren't TV guys. These guys they're here for the money. And they will find it. They will get it.
So part of all this too, Pete, is the rise of citizen journalists like Do Better Denver.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you've been tracking.
I just wrote about her.
What Denver Post did to them.
I text her. She and I text.
Or Do Better Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's part of the equation here. And I did a conversation with a journalist. It should be coming out in 5280 about Do Better Denver, because I pointed out that there's a lack of trust anymore with mainstream media.
Well, she did the job that the Denver Post should have done.
That's exactly right.
And remember now, the Denver Post has become, Channel 9 has become the propaganda wing of the Democratic Party. And the Denver Post, remember when the Post is in demise, the city of Denver's buying up all of the buildings and all the empty office space. So there was an obligation. Media in Denver, with rare exceptions, I just got done writing about it. The fire's out. And there was once a fire in the city, and the fire's gone. And we continue to take shots at people and do the right things, but the campaigns that were done, the things that were shown, when I got involved in Players and Sugar, I watched the end of it, what the Denver Post and Channel 9 did. It's sad because we've divided ourselves into camps, and there is the Democratic Party camp, and the Democrat Party is the dominant party in Denver. So if you want their ratings or you want their viewers, you kowtow to them.
Do you think it's based, though, on politics in the sense that Do Better Denver seems to be growing quite well?
Sure, terrific.
Huge following there.
You bet.
Is it the fact that people just don't trust liberal media anymore?
Well, they made a decision. I know I have a friend who worked at 9, and he was in the meeting. He said to me that when they made a decision to go woke, I mean, it was a decision that was made by management. And
now, you had talked about it earlier being mommy news as well, not
mommy
just necessarily
news, sure.
woke, but mommy news, which changes the filter in which you're delivering the news. It changes it to more what's going on at the splash pad, what's going on here at the local park. There's more human interest features. And most importantly, especially for the mommy news, where's that good news bubble? Stop telling me all the downers.
You have to know your demo.
Yes.
And I was just back from Sturgis. Harley Davidson is in a big struggle. They went woke 2 years ago. Well, your customer is 50 years old, probably a veteran, a Republican, a Trump supporter. That's who's buying your product. And you alienate them, they're not going to buy your product. They're going to buy Indians. And you think these are corporate guys, and you think they're a lot smarter, but they're not.
You could make the same argument for Elon Musk. He's having problems selling his Teslas because he burnt the bridges with all the libs and the Dems that were buying the Teslas.
Right.
Now he can't sell them.
Now they can't. Nobody wants them.
Yeah, nobody wants them.
And the Tesla Cybertruck doesn't work on a ranch, so it's not going to.
Well,
It's not going to be a pickup truck to put your hay in the back
Yeah,
of.
again, not understanding your demo.
By the way, I'm going to be with you guys, hopefully, tomorrow
I hope so.
night, riding a
that'll be
motorcycle
great.
down. I haven't missed it, but with the exception of COVID, I've been with Mike Boyle down there. And have you guys ever been to this before?
Oh, yeah.
It's a hoot.
I'm going to let the kids just run around and go eat whatever you want for dinner.
That's it.
That is the best parenting advice that we can give you. Is it's $10 to get in.
I heard
and
you
all
guys
say
say
is,
that.
kids, go at it.
Yeah, go and just run and go get in the pizza line.
Do it as many times as you want. Go
Mommy
right
and
ahead.
Daddy will find you in an hour or an hour
exactly.
and a half.
Once we're done over at the meadery, we'll be fine.
And I heard you talk about the ice cream line.
That ice cream. I am hoping the gelato's right next to us because, that's so good.
You guys are broadcasting from down there?
We'll be doing some cut-ins.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be wandering
we'll be
around.
there.
Yes, we'll be hanging out with
We'll
you.
be hanging out.
That'd be cool.
It's going to be cool.
Whole KNUS family will be there. Well, stick around, Pete. I want to talk to you some more. Let's talk Dan Caplis with Dan Caplis Law. I've known Dan well over a decade. This guy is so solid on his values and has a sterling reputation. Listen to this. 40 years of dedicating his life helping people who are hurt in serious motor vehicle crashes. He delivers. If you've been injured in a car crash, slip and fall, those types of things, listen to this. This is his courtroom record. Dan is believed to be the only lawyer in Colorado history to win 5 straight multi-million-dollar verdicts in Colorado crash cases. Dan is also believed to have won the largest truck crash verdict in Colorado state history. In fact, Dan Caplis Law is so trusted, he's the official law firm partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche. Dan Caplis Law's serious firm for serious cases. Dan accepts righteous injury cases on a percentage fee basis so that he can represent good people from all walks of life without regard to ability to pay. So if you need Dan's help, give him a call. Here's the phone number, 303-770-5551, 303-770-5551, or hit dancaplisLaw.com. That's Dan, C-A-P-L-I-S law.com. We'll continue. Pete Boyles hanging out. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
We are Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Wake up, Denver. There's no better place to start your morning than IHOP, where the pancakes are fluffy, the coffee is hot, and the smiles are endless. Wednesday, August 27th, join Jeff and Bill as they broadcast their show live from IHOP at 1595 South Colorado Boulevard in Denver. You're officially invited to be part of the excitement. Come grab your favorite breakfast and watch the Jeff and Bill Show in action from 6 to 10 a.m. Don't forget to try the special Jeff and Bill breakfast. Pancakes, any style eggs, and crispy bacon, all for just $7.10. It's a deal as good as their hot takes. All they need is you. Bring your appetite, bring your friends, and kick off your day with great food and great conversation. See you Wednesday, August 27th at IHOP.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Live in studio with us is the legendary voice of the Rocky Mountains, Peter Boyles. Pete, you've got a great show lined up on Saturday. I love how Pete's just like, hey, you know, that controversial topic? Let's just talk. Yeah. Let's just go right at it.
We'll just go right at it.
Well, I actually am doing two different things, and the first one is just for me. Do you guys remember Easy Riders magazine, the outlaw motorcycle magazine?
Yeah.
Do you remember it, Billy?
Yes, yeah,
Easy
I do.
Riders.
Yeah.
Well, it's being brought back, and
really?
There's a fellow by the name of Keith Ball, who's known as Bandit, and I'd never met him before. I met him in Sturgis, and we spent hours talking. And these are legendary guys that started Easy Riders in California in the '60s, and it was a really fringy magazine, and so
it was one that you always get from my friend's older brothers.
Oh
so,
yeah,
that's how we got it.
Oh yeah, Fox of the Month, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But all the articles and the one ads were always a terrific.
Those were must read. Yes,
yeah, and
they were better than the ads in the back of the cartoon or the
and
comic books.
The old bits, and and it was all outlaw biker stuff.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so I meet him and we click because I was a big Easy Riders guy. Anyhow, he's bringing Easy Riders back.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, think about it. And so he's going to come on the radio show. But then I think the more significant one, if we can pull this off. There was a teacher who was pretty high up in the administration in a certain high school here in town. I won't name the schools yet. And they were going to put on that play about Matthew Shepard.
Oh.
The false version of that play. And so he was fired from the school, and his career was destroyed. And not only that, fairly recently got a job at another school, and he actually started working there. And someone at the other school he was fired from found out about it and called the principal at the new school, and he was immediately fired again. And this is for telling the truth about Matthew Shepard. And we're not naming names yet. We will do it on Saturday if we can get these men in. But we broke the story. Billy, I don't know if you and I were working together.
I can't remember.
The truth about Matthew Shepard. Matthew Shepard was not who he was portrayed. He was running drugs up to where he was killed. One of the killers was his lover. He was a dope dealer, is what he in essence he was. He wasn't this innocent young gay kid who walked into this cowboy bar
got picked up in cowboy bar and
got
abused.
Got beaten to death because that. I mean, he was beaten to death, but that wasn't the reason.
Yeah.
It was a dope deal gone bad.
Yeah, he showed up in that bar for a different reason than to pick somebody up.
And his mother and father are here. The Matthew Shepard Foundation is here. He was deified almost in D.C., and it's not true. I mean, nothing is true about the story. So here's this school teacher who does a good job, wants the truth out, and he loses his job. And that's what we were talking about sort of off the air about what woke is. And the Matthew Shepard story is now part of the legacy of woke. And it's not true. It's literally not true. So if we can pull this one off, and we'll defend this guy, and we'll see what happens next. But this is a good guy, and he's a straight shooter, and he's never been in trouble. And he's been fired off of 2 jobs for telling the truth.
You can definitely, especially in government-run education, there are saints.
Oh, and sinners.
And sinners that there's a whole religion there you got to abide by. And if you violate that religion, like this guy did, where he questioned one of the saints.
Oh, one of the deities. And,
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, and so, but the truth about Matthew Shepard is not pretty. If you remember, Pat Sullivan, I don't know if you remember we went through that, was Sheriff Pat Sullivan, who was incarcerated in the jail named after himself. And he was involved. They were involved in meth trafficking. And I've always believed the truth about Pat Sullivan has never been written. I think he was good for a couple of things that really never got attention. But the belief by the investigators is that where Pat Sullivan bought his meth is where Matthew Shepard got his. and there's a death of a DU professor that on and about the same time that investigators believe could get tied into all of this nonsense too. That Pat Sullivan, he was the sheriff, and he was involved in all of this stuff as well. So, but it got deep-sixed. I mean, Pat Sullivan, when he was sentenced and the judge gave him like nothing, and he said to Pat, you don't have to take this, Sheriff Sullivan. And it's like handing you the $25 million, winner on the lottery and saying, Jeff, you don't have to take this ticket. And he was married, and there was a bunch of stories about that, allegedly, sexually transmitted diseases, and it was just a terrible story. But Matthew Shepard fits into this, and they have the Matthew Shepard Foundation here, and it's fraudulent. So, anyhow, we'll see what this if we can get him to do the show, and I haven't named names this morning, but we'll see what happens. And along with Keith Ball. I mean, Keith Ball's like my idol.
That'll be great.
So we'll pull off. I hope we pull off a good show. But
that'll be this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on 710 KNUS. And tomorrow you can hang out with Pete Boyles.
I'm going to be with you guys
at the Taste of Douglas County.
Yeah, ride my motorcycle down, and
nice.
It's a tradition I've done with Mike since then COVID came, but.
This would be cool.
Mike Boyle has done an incredible job with that.
Oh yeah, this thing's incredible. And what I appreciate the most about it is that it is the $10 if you buy the tickets in advance to get in, and then there's no tickets to buy inside. So normally, and I've done that where I've shown up at those events where they're like, hey, there's food and there's liquor, and you pay the entry cost, and then the next thing is right when you walk through the door, there's the booth where you got to buy the food tickets. Like, didn't I just pay for the door? No. I didn't know that my admission ticket was just to glance at all of the wonderful food and drink. I wasn't allowed to touch anything unless I give you more money. That's not how Mike operates. This $10 ticket, you get in, free for all. It is fantastic. Yes.
What is it if you have to go to the door? It's $20.
Yeah, it's 20 if you wait until it opens up. So yeah, you got to get those tickets. TasteofDouglasCounty.com today. TasteofDouglasCounty.com. $10. It'll double on you if you wait until 5 o'clock tomorrow. Don't do that.
All right,
guys.
Appreciate you, Pete.
Yeah,
we'll continue.
Thanks,
You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's Talk Leader News Talk 710 KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. It's been an absolutely wild show. Just debate after debate, issue after issue. Everything from where's the new Broncos Stadium going to be to Colorado voters continuing to elect Democrats and then go, we don't like the government and everything's really expensive. And then they keep voting for Democrats. What was the line from Francis, the winner of the day? Irresponsible voters. Irresponsible voters electing irresponsible.
Politicians making irresponsible choices. Yes, exactly.
To Colorado Democrats actually going, maybe we shouldn't have the wolves anymore, especially if we've got to cut the budget. And then conversion therapy bans plus Channel 9. Who knows where that's going to happen. And then Pete Boyles joins us to discuss Matthew Shepard. Welcome to the wild craziness of the Jeff and Bill Show.
Yeah, I never know what's going to happen. Even we don't have no idea what's happening. So
especially if you want to hang out with us at the Taste of Douglas County tomorrow night, we can guarantee you chaos, and that's about it.
Yes, that's about it, because I'm a lot of fun in public. Very unpredictable, so this is fun.
Especially when you film with me.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be great.
We're going to be, we'll be there tomorrow night, Taste of Douglas County. If you missed any of the show, go to 710knus.com to download the podcast. And as always, we'll be back tomorrow. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710 KNUS.